For this video, we're going to make a simple demonstration of how to use the Powerfab add-on to Powerstation, which adds punch press capability to the product. Drawing, importing files, we're going to start with this file right here. You can draw this in Powerstation or import it from someplace else. The drawing is done in the exact same way as for either milling, turning, or just plain drafting. We'll go right into the machining, again using the Powerfab option. First thing we want to do, just like with mills and lathes, is take and define the tools. Here I have some basic tools in here already, but just to show you what it would look like if we look at this on the details, the layout of the screen changes here a bit, and your punch tools are now available where it says punch parameters. This is just a simple round 1-inch tool. If we go back to the list, we can go to details. Here's a simple square, rectangular actually, 1 inch by a ½ inch tool. It's an indexable tool. Again, you'd fill in this list with any tools that you need. Let's start with the 1-inch round punch, and I'm going to do these in kind of an order that makes sense to me. Naturally, you would do them in the order that you want. Machining, punch, and I'm going to start by nibbling that radius up on the top left corner there. Nibble an arc, and it wants you to define a cusp height. Okay, select the arc to be nibbled, say that one. That also selects the end of the arc that you're going to start at, and now the approximate point. It wants to know which side of the arc. Are you nibbling outside of it or inside? We just click the mouse anywhere outside, and it shows a nibble on there. Okay, that's it for just nibbling arcs. Escape out of this. Okay, now for the next thing I'm going to do this circle here. I want to talk 1 second about the way I have the system set right now. I have the power snap option is on right now. The button is pressed in. You see it goes out and in. And I also changed the snap mode, the point mode, to cursor, so that it'll automatically, every time I go to use it, it'll use the power snap option, which for work like this is ideal. It makes things a lot quicker. Without the power snap option on, if you want to select the center of a circle, you'd have to select from the menu, give me the center of the circle, and then go and select the circle. With the power snap option on, you just get the cursor somewhere near where you want it to be. It tells you you're in the right spot, and you go. Let me do the hole now. Punch. Let's do this hole. Again, the cusp height. And select the arc. This is the hole we're going to make. Remove the center slug. Yes, if you just wanted to punch around the periphery and leave a slug, you'd say no. The slug. And it generates individual hits down the center, and then to rough out the material in there, and then finally does a single nibble command to go around there. Alright, next thing I want to do is this same punch is going to be used for the corners of this rectangle. So I'm just going to say machining, punch, and single. You see how this is what I was talking about with the power snap, where it just automatically jumps to points on the part. In this case, I want to do them at the center of the arcs. Center, center, and center. And press escape when you're done. Okay, that's looking good. Naturally, I'm jumping around here, but naturally you could turn off the dimensions if you didn't want to see them. In this case, they're on a different layer. We could simply turn them off. A part like this, it's not too complicated. I can leave the dimensions there. They're not really making anything difficult to see. Alright, got this rectangular punch over here. We'll use that to nibble that top right corner. That we say machining, punch, nibble a line. Again, the cusp height, and that's my line, and go over to that side. It nibbled the line. Okay. Now let's go with the 1-inch square to hog out the rectangle down there. We can say machining, punch, rectangle. And for the corner of the rectangle, I actually cheated and defined a point right at the corner. With the drawing capabilities of Powerstation, very easy to do that. Give me that point. Rectangle by width and the height, yes. Okay, so the width and the height, I'll use the coordinates. The width was 8, and the height was 3. Yep, height was 3. The corner radius, as we did with that 1-inch punch, is a 0.5. And the base angle of the rectangle is 0. It's flat. It's just a straight rectangle. The minimum overlap between punches. And remove the center slug. Yes. Punch in X or Y first. We'll leave it X and go X first. So that just punched out the inside of the rectangle. And okay, for the last one here, I need another tool to punch these holes on the bolt circle, and I'm not sure what size those holes are. So let's do this. Let me take and zoom. So this is a little bigger. Let me find out what size the holes are. Inquire, list an entity. There's my hole, and the diameter right here is 0.25. Okay, escape out. So I need a 0.25 diameter punch. Go back to my operations. Let's make a new one here. We'll call it 60. Let's give it a color. I don't know, this mustardy color here. Hate mustard. Okay. It fills it in with whatever the last tool was described as, but you can just change it. Round. Okay, 1/4 inch round. Set this back to round and the diameter to 0.25. Okay. And back to my operation list. Make sure this is now the current. Exit. And let's do that bolt circle. Machining, punch, a bolt circle. Okay. Center of the bolt circle. Again, the power snap is on, so I can just move it around until I get close. As soon as I hit get down there, it says center. So it's good. There were 8 holes on here. The bolt circle diameter is a radius of 0.25. 0.25. As with, 2.5. As with everything in Powerstation, you can always do math as you're putting it in times 2, because that's the radius right there. So I want to double it and make it the diameter. Angle of the first hole is 0. Clockwise. C-axis rotation, there's no C-axis being used on this. So now it punched all of those holes. Alright, I'm going to zoom extents again, get back to seeing the whole thing. I'm going to come up here and save the file. As no machining, this will be complete. Tutorial complete. And the final step will be to run the post processor to generate the NC code. We come over here to the generate NC code, which can be found here or in the machining menu. We select the machine. In this case, I'll select the Amada. We will call it Amada test. You can see I was fooling with that before. Have one of those already. Replace it. And go. So that generated the code. If you want to get a quick look at the code right now, you can say view code, A few things to mention about it. You'll see a mix here of both Amada's can cycles and individual hits. Basically, anything that can be put into a can cycle will be, such as this G68, I assume is the nibbling we did around the arc. That can be done in a single move. The individual hits to clear out the circle here were done as individual hits to generate the program. This post is completely customizable. If it doesn't come out to your liking, we can change it to be anything that you want. In fact, right off the top, the G92 is different depending on which size and model of Amada that you have. In this case, we can simply change a post macro and generate the code to your exact specifications. That's it. That's just the basic demo. Of course, if you have any questions about how it works, please contact us and we'll be glad to answer them. Thank you.